Well, good afternoon. It's me, it's Isa, and welcome back to my channel. So today, I am going to do my Q&A back. So I was asked by a couple people to do a Q&A, so that's what I'm doing. And I got a good collection of questions that I'll go through. But first, I'm going to read a wee bit of scripture for us. First, we're going to do Psalms 13.
Oh my goodness.
We're going to do Psalms 13, and it reads, "How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I take counsel in my soul and have sorrow in my heart all the day? How long shall my enemy be exalted over me? Consider and answer me, O Lord, my God. Light up my eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death, lest my enemy say, I have prevailed over him, lest my foes rejoice because I am shaken. But I have trusted in your steadfast love. My heart shall rejoice in your salvation. I will sing to the Lord because he has dealt bountifully with me." We're doing a Q&A. So I'm just gonna ask these questions that I got. Some pretty basic information about me is that I'm 19. I am in a university. My major is illustration, and I'm a woman.
So that's pretty cool.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like just some basic information about me. I love the Lord. I'm a daughter of God. Can't get much better than that. I have questions from Instagram and from YouTube. So I'm gonna start with the ones on Instagram because there's not as many. And then we'll move on to the ones from YouTube. So let's get into it. I don't know if any of you guys have watched my old Q&A, but there were some questions on there that I'm like, why did you ask that? Because I'm pretty sure I picked them.
What's the funniest way you've ever been injured? What's your favorite cheesy pickup line? What's the right age to get married? When was the last time you cried? Is there a boy who you would do absolutely everything for? Have you ever cried for a boy? Yes.
I'm pretty perplexed that I asked some of those questions. I don't really know why I did, but I didn't pick any of these questions. These are all off the cuff. So let's get started. Baby girl, let me speak. Let me see. Let me see you spin. Let me see you twirl. We're getting coffee. I'm in a monster. So our first question is from Ian Trademarked, and it's best top song. Ever? Dog, I'm one of those fans that if you were like,
What about this song?
I'm like, oh, it's amazing.
What about this song?
Oh, it's amazing.
What about this song?
Oh, it's amazing. Like, I just like love everything that they make. So I don't know what I would consider the best song. Best song in my opinion, not objectively, but in my opinion, probably Drag Path. And if you haven't listened to Drag Path, that's rough. Because it's like you have to buy it, but
That's rough.
oh, I know what it is. It's the Taco Bell Saga. And a discussion is the Taco Bell Saga. Okay, so this is my mom, and I love her to the end of the earth, but I cannot for the life of me figure out how to spell her name on Instagram. It's like
Raylay H29.
That's my mom. She asked, favorite cartoon character and why? Or favorite Barbie movie, and sing part of a song from it. There's a lot of good cartoon characters. This is hard. One of my favorite animated shows, mostly because of the art, is Arcane. I love Arcane. Holy crap, is it good. And there are such quality characters in that show. Not necessarily completely morally good, but in the sense of like depth in writing of the characters. I would probably say that my favorite character in Arcane is Victor or Jinx. Those are probably my two favorite characters. Probably just because of how deep their characters are. Cartoons, like kid cartoons, I watched a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Wildcrats growing up. I also was a Ever After High girly.
Catch me on the Ever After High train.
I had the Barbie. My favorite character in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was Donatello. My favorite character in Wildcrats was, this is not reflecting well on me, I think her name is Violet. Question mark. It's been a while since I've watched it. Don't come after me. Favorite character in Ever After High was probably Raven or Poppy. I always wanted her hair. I desperately wanted her hair. And low-key, for a while I had it. You know what cartoon it slaps? The Amazing Digital Circus, and I stand by that. Next question. This one is from Micah Melnuevo. He asked, why are you such a nerd?
Why are you such a nerd, Micah?
I don't want to hear anything from you. You're just as much a Twin Pilots fan as I am. Well, I am because I just am. And honestly, get on my level. Just kidding. But why am I such a nerd? Because the good Lord said let her be a nerd, and that's what happened. But on a serious note, a question that he also asked was, actually though, what's something you feel like God is teaching you right now? A lot of things. I feel like I really struggle. So a little open door into me, which... a little open door into my life. I have, growing up, I struggle a lot with self-love, and that's something really big that the Lord has been teaching me about. What does it look like to biblically love yourself? And a big verse that I've been coming to a lot in my journey and in the things that I've been learning here at college and with my friends and stuff. He's been bringing me to the verses, and for the life of me, I can't remember the reference right now, but to love the Lord your God with all of your heart, with all of your soul, with all your mind, and to love your neighbor as yourself. And the biggest part of it is to love God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, which is something that I need to remember every day, and something that the Lord has been teaching me to remember every day. Along with that, a big thing that pops out to me is that it says to love your neighbor as yourself. And I always just kind of clung to love your neighbor, which I try really hard to do just based off of the love that God shows me. But I always kind of dismissed the love yourself part of it, which is interesting because it's love your neighbor as yourself. And I'm like, okay, God, so what does it look like to love myself and to see myself the way you do? And a big thing that he's just been putting in my heart is the fact that because of what he did for me on that cross, because of the sacrifice that he made for me, and the fact that he's defeated sin and death, and that's something I've accepted into my life, that my heart is now good. It talks about how, in the word, it talks about how he will transform your heart of stone into a heart of flesh. And something that even though I still struggle with sin because I'm still in a broken world, it's like what Paul said about how it's no longer I who sin, but the sin that lives within me. So a big thing that he's been teaching me is like, Isabel, because of what I did for you, your heart is now good. The sin that you struggle with no longer defines you. It's not who you are. It's not who you were created to be. You are good because of what I've done. And I love you. And you're beautiful. And I have good plans for you. And I formed you in your mother's womb. So I think that's the biggest thing that God's been teaching me recently. And it's very vulnerable, and there's probably more I could say if I wanted to be a little bit more vulnerable, but we're just getting back into this. So I think I'll maybe hold off until later. Give you something to come back for. The next question is from arrow.v. Wait, that's not what that says. It says Aquero.v, aka one of my besties. You know who you are. Love you, queen. And her question was, your opinion on why we need art.
Oh goodness.
That is such a big question. That's not really sarcastic. It really is a big question. That is such a big question. No, it is a big question. I don't know why I said it like that. No, why we need art. Oh goodness. We need art for multiple different reasons. I think a big part about art is the fact that, like in a biblical lens, is that God is a creative. And he is so artistic. Like if you look at creation and what he made, it is vastly artistic and creative. And I think that that's a part of us. Like whether or not you consider yourself a creative person, like, oh, I can't even draw a stick figure. And I'm like, okay, but maybe you can write stories. Maybe you mathematically are extremely well versed. Maybe you write poetry. Or maybe you're an architect. Maybe you're an engineer. All of those fields require a level of creativity that I feel like in some ways is ornate. And I think art is really important because it leads us to never forgetting the artistic and creative side of ourselves. In a world that is chronically online, and now AI has decided that it's gonna be the future, which bullshit, like it's not, because artists are rallying together because they know that art is important because it connects us to our humanity, and I believe it connects us to our creator. it's a way to bring life into the world. And if we lose that, then there's a loss there. There's also multiple statistic reasons why art is extremely important that I did an entire speech about, but I, again, don't have the biggest time on that. I could do a whole other video on that question though. If you want that, put in the comments, I want a video on why art is important. And I could stir that up for you. But, next question. Completely switching gears here. This one is from Elizabeth. Elizabeth May.
Oh gosh, girl.
It's hard to read names. Elizabeth May Rowan. My Pookie Princess. My other Pookie Wookie. If she was here, I would ask her to join, but she's not here. She's in class. But backstory, I did have a fever, hence the reason why I'm in here. I don't have a fever anymore, but I'm waiting to be 24 hours free, so I just didn't go to class today. But here's the question, and I'm gonna drop names. I'm gonna drop this name because he will show up in the video. I assure you he will show up. And it's, what character from Bluey, hashtag love Bluey, hashtag love Bluey,
Hashtag love Bluey.
from Bluey is Bestie Isaiah most like? Bestie Isaiah.
You know who you are.
I did think about this actually, because looks wise, he looks like the one weird dog, which sounds really bad. It's just because he's tall and long. And he's got a ball cap on. That's the only reason why I say that. The way he acts, he's like a mix of Bandit and Uncle Rad, if I'm thinking of the right uncle. The hippie uncle. He's like, I would say those two. There's a lot more characters, but I'll be so for serious. I love Bluey. I have not seen every episode, so I don't know every character in depth. But from what I know, I would say those two mixed together. There you go, Isaiah. That's you. Next question. Also, I'm so sorry if I botch up your username. I formally apologize. I have dyslexia, so I can't really read that well. So, sorry. So this is from Brayley.Array. She asked, what hair dye brand do you use? I use Arctic Fox, and it's pretty dandy. I like it a lot, actually. It's very nice. Alright, we're moving on to the YouTube questions. Now, there's a lot of them. A couple of you guys did like paragraphs worth of questions. I probably won't answer all of them, especially if they're repeats, but I will do as many as I see fit. Would you load? Wake me up inside. Save me.
What?
I've been lied to. Anyways, sorry. I'm so sorry. I just got so distracted. I just found out I can see some of my things on my phone that I couldn't see on my laptop for some reason. Which the gender audience is pretty evened out, which makes me happy, because usually as a female creator, you usually only get male audiences, which I have nothing against the male audiences as long as you're not freaky. If you're freaky, Jesus loves you. Please stop being freaky.
Repent.
Non-derogatorily. Anyways, my gosh, 1% is the United Kingdom. Also, I tend to switch between my British accent and my American accent without thinking about it. I'm not British. I am American. But that does tend to happen, and if it pisses anyone off, please tell me and I'll stop. On here. Okay. Here we go. It's a man or woman. This is at Manga BTS01. And their first question was, what did you get for Christmas? What did I get for Christmas? I got the Arcane art book, which I'm really excited to read and to show all my friends, but they haven't finished the show yet, so they're not allowed to look at it yet. I got this like travel-sized watercolor set, which I'm really excited to use. What do you think is the safest way for animal control? Wait, what do you think is the safest way for animal control to catch a big bear on the loose in your neighborhood? Just kidding, that was a joke. I don't know. Give it a big old hug. Just a big old. It's okay, buddy. We love you. That's what I would say. Give the big old bear a big old hug. We'll calm right down. I don't know. Bear spray? If there was a bear in my neighborhood, and I have had a bear on our front porch before, like this is not an unknown reality for me. We use bear spray and loud noises, and eventually they just run away. Unless it's a grizzly bear, then you're just dead. Moving on to the next person, we have Anthony-J6H. His first question was favorite TV shows. Gilmore Girls, New Girl, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Stranger Things, The Amazing Digital Circus, Arcane, Boy Meets World, Girl Meets World. I think I already said Gilmore Girls. Welcome to Daryl was really good. Ted Lasso. What other shows do I watch? I started watching Freelancers, which is really fun. I can't remember any other shows I've ever watched. I assure you there's more, and I just can't remember them right now.
Outer Banks was cheeks.
I'll be so for real. It's such a cheek show. You can slander me in the comments for that one, but it's just not good. It's not that good. Low-key bored. Low-key didn't care. What's your favorite Beatles song? I don't know. Okay, so I was a really big Beatles fan when I was like 14 to like 15. No, it was like 12. I started liking the Beatles when I was 12. And then I stopped listening to them when I was 15 for reasons. So they kind of fell off the map for me, but I have started re-listening to some of their music. And I think my favorite song is probably Come Together is a classic. Love Come Together. Maybe Eleanor Rigby. That's up there for me. Again, I'm still re-listening to them. So I don't have the most concrete answer for you there, but yeah. Moving on, what's been your worst injury you've ever had? This is all still Anthony, by the way. My worst injury? Guest star on my podcast? I don't know. There hasn't really been an injury where I'm like, whoa, that was really, really bad. I've had pretty minor injuries in my life. Like I sprained my ankle. I sprained my ankle when I was 13. No, I sprained my ankle when I was 14. What else? I have gotten like some back injuries. I've strained some of my muscles in my back. Not sprained, strained. I've dislocated a rib twice. Like they just kind of like pop out, which is cute. It usually goes back in. Like it's not a very serious injury. Unless I trauma blocked something, which is always possible. I think that might be it. Again, out of all the crazy crap that I've done, I haven't really gotten that terribly injured. Like I've never broken a bone. So I did F up one of my shoulders once. Like it like popped out of its socket and went back in. Oh, okay. Next question. Anthony, why do you want to know what socks I'm wearing? I don't want to make it weird, but that's a very old question to ask. I am wearing socks, but you don't necessarily need to know what color they are. No, and I'm not gonna prove it. I'm so sorry, I'm not doing that. But yeah, I'm not going to do that, but Jesus loves you. Next person, at BugsBooksMarks_16. This is one of my pookies. I have many pookies and she's one of them. Love her. And her first question is, what's your favorite thing about college? Whew. I love college. For the most part. There's some parts about it that I'm like, wow, why am I here? But I think that's mostly just like the existentialness of it all. Like I don't actually believe that I'm like here for no reason. Like I do believe I'm where I'm at for a reason. My favorite thing about college so far has probably been my art classes. I've learned so much. I've grown so much. And I love my professors. The art program here is fantastic and I love it. So it's probably the biggest thing. Besides the friendships I've made some incredible friendships here. And it's a very small group of people, but they're amazing and I love them. And I'm extremely grateful for them. And I wouldn't really want to be anywhere else. Except for maybe Montana. But I'd take them with me. We'll go to Montana together. Road trip. Anyways, that's probably my favorite thing. About the college itself, art program, Chick-fil-A. And the coffee shop here is really good. And like, I'm a small group leader at my college, and it's just really awesome to be able to grow in the word with friends. It's phenomenal. I love it. It's amazing. So that's probably another big thing. Spiritual life here is good. But yeah. Next question. What's your favorite flower? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it that much. Roses are very pretty. And maybe that's basic, but I think roses are gorgeous. And honestly, I don't give a frick if that's basic. They're pretty. So, whatever yourself. Maybe cherry blossoms. Cherry blossoms are really pretty. So maybe those two, but I don't know. I haven't really thought about it that much. Lavender. Is that considered a flower? Lavender's a flower. Is it? Future me, clock me if I'm wrong. Next person, and their questions, and this was a lot of questions, dog. Props. This person is at It's 2022 now. Their first question is, who are your favorite YouTubers? Chad. She's so funny. I love watching her. Court Reezy, 8, and all of her friends. Ice Cream Sandwich. I freaking love his videos. Isaiah got me into Isaiah got me into him, and I freaking love his videos. They're so funny. Brad Mondo. Brad Mondo is the only man you need for all your hair needs. I'm like, I live by Brad Mondo when it comes to like doing anything with my hair. I chopped my own hair. Like, this was all me, and my bangs are all me, but it's because of Brad Mondo, so shout out Brad Mondo. The Bible Project is fire. Alex Myers. Alex Myers is so funny. I love his videos. Your internet mom, Ashley Weatherington. I am subscribed to a lot of people. A lot of them I haven't watched in a while though. I've been needing to go through that list for a while, but those are probably my favorite. Your next question: what made you start a YouTube channel? So initially, I started YouTube when I was 14. And I always wanted to do YouTube when I was a younger girl. I loved the idea of making videos and posting them online. So ever since I was young, I wanted to do it. But I started my YouTube channel initially not for the greatest reasons, mostly self-glorification and attention from certain people in my life. And I'm not proud of that, which is part of the reason why I left for a while. That, and I was just extremely busy. A lot of things were going on and I just didn't have the time. And I was feeling guilty about the fact that I was doing it for reasons that were just not for the Lord. And I would have said that I was, but I wasn't being completely honest. More recently though, I originally was an art therapy major and I felt very unsettled about it. And I prayed a lot about the things that I was passionate about and the things that I felt called to. And YouTube was one of them. YouTube and content creation, specifically with art and faith, which is why I decided I was going to get back on here and start creating things again. I probably, for now, won't be the most consistent thing in the world, mostly just because of college and like the fact that it's hard to find time to do anything really. But I'm going to do my best with the time that I have and the resources that I have. But yeah, I think that I'm back here because I feel led to. And this is a way for me to spread the light of Jesus. In a very, I don't know if practical is the best word, but maybe it's a very good way for me to do it with the life that I live. I don't know if that's a good way to put it, but.
Oh, shit.
Any big plans for 2026?
Don't die.
So a big thing about me is that I'm not a huge planner / goal setter, in the sense that I'm a person that a lot of my philosophy and the way that I process things is that like I have no idea what each day is gonna bring. Only God does, so why would I make strenuous plans all the time? That being said, like I have goals in the sense that I want to get stronger, I want to get closer to God, I want to nurture my friendships, I want to grow in the things that He has for me, but those are all goals that I have, but there's no timestamp to them. Like I might get really strong and hit a PR, but that doesn't mean I really was like,
Oh, I have to get a PR by this time.
like I could get closer to God, but it's not like I want to be this close to God at this time. But like if I were to give goals for 2026, it would definitely be to get closer to God. That's always a goal. Grow my friendships, get stronger physically, also mentally. There's a lot of things that have happened in my life that I haven't processed very well, and that's something I want to work through. I'm starting counseling soon, so that's a big thing. I want to grow in my skills in art, and I want to share that on here, and I want to share that on my Instagram. So those are 2 things, but again, there's no timestamps to these. These are just things that I've thought through, and I'm like, it would be great if these could happen this year, but also that would probably lead into the next year and the year after that, unless Jesus comes back, and I'm like, sounds good, but we never know when He's gonna come back. He just is like a thief in the night.
Ka-chow.
What's your biggest achievement so far in life? I guess that comes down to what you consider achievement. The fact that I'm alive is an achievement. That's a big achievement. I've been to 2 21 Pilots concerts in my life. I have grown with the Lord and overcome things in my life with Him that I wasn't sure I would. I won an award for career achievement in visual arts at school. I've won some awards, and I won awards in high school. That was in high school. I've made some great friends, and that's a huge achievement in my book. I haven't failed any of my classes. I've grown a lot in art and in the things that I love, like contortion and aerial silks, which is also another thing I do. So I wouldn't say that there's like a big thing that I'm like, I did this really cool thing this one time and I'm amazing. No, I think that there's just the simple reality of living and not just surviving and experiencing the fruit of the Lord, which I have experienced a lot in the last couple years, I think is probably the biggest thing. What's your favorite food?
I'm a Chick-fil-A.
French fries. Mexican food is also amazing. Like me a good steak, but it has to be a good steak. Not steak. It's 2022 now. I have a question for you. I want to know. Why do you need to know my shoe size? I don't think you need to know that, actually. So, yeah, I think that's it. So, that's it. That's all the questions I got from other people. I meant to, like, ask my closer friends if there were some questions, which, no. I already got a lot of questions from my really close friends. A lot of my close friends sent in questions. That's all the questions I got. If I missed any of them, I apologize. That would be an accident. I hope that this video was helpful to get to know me a little bit and to know who I am as a person. If it didn't, whoops. And if you guys have any more questions, you can put them in the comments, or you can DM me on Instagram. I will say, if you DM me on Instagram, I probably won't answer, but I will see. I tend to not answer any DMs that aren't from people I know personally. Well, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, smash that like button, but not in a weird way. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell to get notifications so you don't miss a video. I hope you guys have a really good day, or night, or morning, whatever time it is. If it's nighttime, go to sleep, princess. Get some rest. Close those eyes and rest. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.